easy go.
Right guys, this is going to be a Nightfall solo on the Pyramidion. For those that just want to see the run, then skip to the tab on the screen. For the rest of you, I'll show you my weapons, my build and my armor and stuff. This is not a 100k video, so this is a out and out speedrun where we just try and do the Nightfall as quickly as possible. So it's not a speedrun 100k, it's not a high score, it's just an outright speedrun. So on these types of runs, I'm always rocking a 0 handicap, arc singe, we have on heavyweight and momentum. Momentum for our health, heavyweight and arc singe tie into our build. I'll show you my subclass first of all. We are running top tree striker titan with pulse grenade. We have a rally barricade on and strafe lift. As for our armor, none of it's optimized, none of these stats are optimized. But the most important thing is that I have skull fort on so that I can just keep shoulder charging away. It's really good for ad clear, really quick. Say I'm lacking on ammo, then I'm always going to have an offensive option no matter what. Even if I run out of heavy, I've always got this to rely on. That's what makes it so good for the Pyramidion. We have for weapons, Parcel of Stardust, Loaded Question and Legend of Acrius. So Legend of Acrius is being buffed by what? Arc Singe, Heavyweight. So there's the two multipliers with that gun. Not only that, it's been buffed last week and it's a lot more reliable. Sometimes it still is unreliable with range, because you can see here it's got maximum range, but that's not, I don't think that's true. It's not true, but the range is definitely a lot better than what it used to be, and its damage is insane now. It's like a weapon that I'm using a lot of the times now. So for these two weapons, they are both energy weapons, and this ties into heavy dropping. Basically, the only bricks that can drop is green ammo and purple ammo, which means there's more chance of heavy dropping. Say for example I was to run a kinetic, energy and heavy, there's a less chance of heavy dropping. But if you have two energy weapons with heavyweight, it's much more consistent to get heavy bricks. Not that I'm not needing a lot of heavy bricks, but it's still a good build anyways, because it's aggressive running these sort of weapons, especially in a speedrun like this. The most important thing is that they're both masterworked. Loaded Question is masterworked when you get it as a drop anyhow from Zavala, so that's fine. But I did masterwork this Parcel of Stardust. It's a really good roll, rampage, threat detector on it. I mean, you don't need a god roll shotgun. The most important thing is that it's masterworked with orbs, because there's a certain point where the orbs are the difference between having a super when I need it and not having one. So that's the reason why I've got this sort of loadout. Anyways, that's the weapons and everything. First off, I will explain each strategy behind each room and whatnot, but it won't be to explain it so that you can go ahead and do that, because if you're just doing the Nightfall for a milestone, which 90% of players are, then there's actually no need to run the Nightfall in this manner anyways. I'm just farming for a time, so this is just explaining how I got my time. That's all it is. So the first plate, we pulsated the sniper, took down him with the fusion. With the second plate, we need to take down the sniper and the two goblins on this near side. Now the second goblin looped around the rock, so we got him. Doesn't usually happen, but it's just an RNG thing. Then we're going to shoulder charge these two goblins and the sniper as well. We must take out the snipers. And when we come back to middle, we're going to have one goblin left, and then we can pulse nade the spawn for the last spawn of this room. Now what we're trying to do here is bait the minotaurs in for Acrius. It's a one shot. Then we can shoulder charge the remaining adds. Do a rally for reloads, and that's the first room. We can sparrow down here as well, so this next part is obviously skippable with the sparrow. What I will say is with this run is, as far as Nightfalls go, speedrun on Nightfalls, this is probably the most RNG speedrun on a Nightfall that I've ever done. I would say it's tied. This is probably this and Savathun Song. They're the two hardest Nightfall speedruns in my opinion because there's so much RNG with them. With this one, it's a lot of it's down to what ad rotations are you getting. If you're getting taken throughout the whole Nightfall, you're gonna have a hard time. It's really a hard rotation. If you get double vex, it's easier, and it is a quicker time on if you're getting double vex. So we shoulder charge those goblins just to make sure that we have double pulse. We're keeping an eye on our super bar as we need a super for this room. That's part of the strat. So first off, we're going to do a pulse nade on those goblins. Hopefully they're grouped up there, which they were. And then we're just going to shoulder charge all the vex mages on each pillar. Then once we do that, we can then start with our super. The goal here is to try and kill as many goblins as we can to start the next phase, which the next phase is 3 minotaurs and a load of goblins. Around about the time on it, we can then take out these 2 mages, and then while we're up here we can double pulse this spawn here. They'll sit in my pulse nade and it takes a lot of them out. Now one of those harpies consume my shoulder charge, which doesn't always happen, but we had heavy to take a lot of the ads out still. Once we've killed enough ads here, the next spawn will come in, and that will be just a load of harpies with arc shields, which is no problem. Perfect for our class because we can just double pulse them all, take them out with the arc fusion if we need, and that's effectively that room. Okay, so now what we're concerned with is having enough heavy. We've got max heavy, which is brilliant, and having a super or close to. I mean, we're 60-70%, which is not bad because we're going to make some orbs, as we need a super for the plate room coming up. Usually you'll see like speedruns done with a hunter, because a hunter's perfect for the plate room and for the pillar room coming up because you can skip it all. You can skip it on other classes as well, it's a lot harder. So right now, trying to make some orbs. We're going to collect the first plate on the left side, as that's a free plate basically. Real easy to collect this one. We just about have our super, and that's where the super's going to come in for the 2 remaining plates. We're going to come over to the top plate first. We do top first as that's the most dangerous. Once that's collected, we get the final plate, and that's effectively the plate room skip. This will work on any Roman super, so say a warlock with a Roman super, they'll do the same thing. Once we've collected all final plates, we can then leave. I like to loop around, as try and go back the other way. 9 times out of 10 you're going to get sniped and killed. Okay, so now we're approaching the plate room, the pillar room, sorry. If there's a wizard in this room, it means it's a taken rotation, and it's a lot harder, the pillar room. If there's harpies like that, then we have the vex rotation, which is a lot better, but it's still dangerous as well. So how this room's going to work, we can pulse nade the first pillar, and then we want to take out those snipers. One sniper's still up, as not all 5 bolts of the fusion hit him. But it's not a big deal, we can still do it without. So we go for the first tower, on the right, and then we take the left. So we're taking the 2 furthest towers first. That just seems to be the most consistent way that I've found to get these pillars. Do them quickly, but also surviving. So now we're going to come back to the first tower, shoulder charging for our health, and then we can take them. What I'll say with these towers, they almost work like a ammo brick in PvP. If you're taking damage, you sometimes can't scan the towers. They just seem to be laggy, I don't know. Basically that's a way of taking all the 4 towers down. Like if you're getting meleeed while you're scanning a tower, you just can't melee, you just can't scan the tower sometimes. just a thing with it. But anyways, now we're coming to the boss. We are going to one phase him with Acrius. You can't do it out in the open, i.e. where he spawns. You need to do it in a specific way. With a Warlock, with a Well of Radiance, yeah, sure you can. Right. I've actually done it with a Warlock, Well of Radiance. But on a Titan with no buffs, no rifts or anything, you need to do it like this. So get his attention first, then duck behind here. This is going to force the boss into a stomp animation. As he's trying to stomp you but he can't. This then allows us to get a lot of damage in. So we double pulse, then we do Acrius as his head kind of comes near me. We get 2 critical hits and a body, plus double pulse of course. That leaves him 1 shot to then kill him. There's RNG with him. That doesn't always play out that way. Say his head doesn't come close to me, and you don't get critical hits, then it's not going to be a one phase. The timing on it's very tight, is what I'm trying to say. That was a speedrun on the Pyramidion anyways. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.